This is the only truth pertaining to the allegation that I'm a Marine. The only truth is, no, I'm not. The only truth is that I am a Navy veteran, and I somewhat like the job that I had when I was in the Navy. I was an aviation electronics technician, but I knew even back then that as much respect as I had for some persons of the Marine Corps, that I knew for sure that I wouldn't have wanted to be in the Marine Corps myself. But something else happened back in 1993. I was working on some basic studies against Hitler kind of threats, and hearing a lot of threat and traffic broadcasting. And one day I was sitting out in front of a Bee Ridge Road cash and carry store when some men walked out the store looking motivated and emphasized the word Marines for the first time. So anyway, I'm thinking, what does he mean? Is he saying, uh, yeah, we're hearing the dangers, we're hearing the threats, you should report to a Marine office? So anyway, maybe even just the very next day, what I did was I got on a bus and rode to the Marine Corps recruiting office of DeSoto. This, anyway, a shopping center. It's DeSoto something or other on the corner of US 41 and Cortez Road in Bradenton. Well, anyway, I walked into the place and I told the man that I had information that I thought might be important to national security and that he had a copying machine and that I would be willing to share the information, including that I was hearing Hitler kind of threats said against our people. And so I ended up leaving the notes, and I made copies of what I could. And later in the day, uh, when it was time to get back to Sarasota, and I wasn't finished, I left him some originals. He said to come back the next week and that he'd give my originals back. When I returned, he reneged on it and he said that he forwarded the originals to somebody else. And anyway, there's too much other detail to try to elaborate on. But most recently, I keep on hearing so much strife and threat. Men getting into traffic broadcasting, alleging that they're Third Reich Marines. Men that get into all the various broadcasting saying that they're Hitler's Marines. You know, they say they're Adolf's Marines. I think there's only a few of them, and I'm not wanting to insult anybody of the loyal services or anything. But what I hear all the time is creeps from associated with former family in the Catholic Church and others that like to monopolize all day, every day, of breaking in, ranting in the traffic sounds, emphasizing that they're Hitler's Marines. They're always threatening against the American people, and I don't think that it's a business as usual situation. So I report. Just as recently as a couple of weeks ago, I sent reports to the Navy Investigative Service about it. I don't get any actual replies from them either. My position back in 1993 was worried against Hitler threats, and through all the years since. So anyway, I forget how I began this. There is a lot of there is a I forget how I began this video, the intro of it. I'm just going to finish. I'm just saying that of all the national services, I wouldn't have joined the Marine Corps. And back in 1993, I did. There was one day that I walked into the particular recruiting office, though, and something else was in progress. A young man was signing some papers, and as I was leaving, I didn't understand yet why he had a bruised eye. Either his left or right eye was bruised, and he commented as I was leaving, "You would have signed right here," but no, I wouldn't have. And then I found out after a lot more years of misery that there was a secret accusation that they now say the word stain at me all day, every day, accusing me of doing something sexually with men that was evidenced by a stain on my eye and presuming my mouth. But no, I didn't. It's a very serious difficulty. There isn't any entity that I've encountered yet that will officially acknowledge it's even happening. They're pivoting on medical malpractice crime, and they're pivoting on it as though there had been a very specific change in my life that they pivoted on themselves for a progression of a gay orientation. and they're just exactly wrong is all. I don't insult others, but I hear the insulting focused at me every day. But persons I actually encounter don't insult. As a matter of fact, about a year ago, I encountered a Marine captain along the road here. He was appearing in the area, frequented the library on occasion, wearing utilities uniform. And I spoke to him. And I said, sometimes there's men in traffic broadcasting really loud and insulting, alleging that they're Marines, but that they really aren't. And I just try to be as honorable as I can about it. But there's again so much disruption. I can't make any preparation about anything, and I'm just again responding to additional pressure that's put at me. You know, I've been the only time I was in active duty in the military was in the 70s, and I was a technician during peacetime assigned to a training squadron. So anyway, I'll hear the same pressure again tomorrow. The same former family, and they're allowed to break into the sounds of everything. They'll say the word Marines maybe another 5 or 600 times tomorrow in traffic broadcasting or whatever. And then they say the same gay slandering. They act as though they're representative of all the services, but I don't believe that they are. And so I made this one message on YouTube that might be seen by others or might not. And all I'm saying is that personally, I had been a member of the Navy, and I'm proud of my service. If I was needed, actually needed again, I'd be honored about it. And I hope that other persons of the Marine Corps and others are all actually being good and loyal. I wish I was always hearing indications of that, but that isn't what I hear. And so I report against them, and uh, I don't get any overt results, and pressure continues to be put at me. And now that I've learned about this YouTube mode for the first time, now there's this message against the abuse of blaring and traffic sound on YouTube also. Have a good night.